based on Leeds. But Fulham are all over them here. I wouldn't be surprised if Fulham end up winning this game.
I think we've had a problem with the stream, guys. It seems to have stopped. So continue on, but just be aware.
Yeah, it did stop on Facebook for a few minutes, and then now I think it's back, maybe. But
yeah, I'm seeing it on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's probably a bit behind me. Anyway, I think it's half time in quite a few of the games.
Yeah.
So we'll do a quick recap on the head-to-head, which is it's gone a little bit kind of flat. The action sort of dried up, but in reality, it's kind of set us up for a pretty decent second half. So PK has stormed into a 4-0 lead.
I mean,
the race to corners. Monaco have 2 and Saint-Etienne have 3. So, Saint-Etienne have 1, and they're both. It's a race to 3. So it's a tough one there. Sorry, I apologize. I shortchanged Lee. He got the home or away halftime result. So it's a slightly more respectable 4-1.
Thank you, LB.
The rest of them, you didn't get your shot on target, PK. A Monaco goal would obviously get you Monaco in both halves. Corners is looking under at the minute. It's only been 3, and you need 10, Lee, for that to come good for you. Half with more goals. Anything could happen there, really. But you need 2 for that to come for you. And then both teams to score, you need at least 1, obviously. So I'd say PK is still heavily odds on for this, but I mean, it's not completely beyond reason, I suppose.
I believe we're back on YouTube. I just we might as well mention that. Apologies to anyone that had
tea break.
Seemed to be fine on Facebook, but it went down on YouTube. But we're back, so hopefully anyone that was watching rejoin.
Sack the tech guy, I think.
Yeah. He's overstayed his welcome. He should be gotten rid of.
If anybody has any experience in getting P45s, let us know how to do
it. So Gary, do we know the winner of our competition that we ran for Cheltenham?
We do. Mr. C is his username. I don't know his full name. I don't want to call out his email address on the stream, but yeah, Mr. C won. He actually won it pretty impressively. So he had an 80-1 winner on Tuesday, which kind of put him into a lead. But then he actually had winners each of the days. I think he ended up having a maybe 14-1 winner today. So yeah, he did pretty well and kind of cruised to victory. So fair play to Mr. C. He's yet to get in contact with us about collecting his prize, but fair play to him. We will be running some more competitions in the near future. So if you're watching this, you want to be kept up to date with all of our competitions, there's a link tree in our YouTube and Facebook comments. So if you click on that and hit join mailing list, you'll get signed up to all of our emails. That will be with some kind of bet promotions that we get off our betting partners, but also any competitions or events that we're running. So as I said, click on the link tree, join our mailing list, and you'll get to hear about that. If you want to know when we go live, like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and on YouTube, if you hit the alert button, basically every time we go live, you get a little ping to your laptop or your phone or whatever device you're watching us on. So make sure to like or subscribe depending on the platform that you're watching on.
That's what you're using, yep.
I'm definitely going to be down. Have a goal in the last minute, and that's not going to happen. So
how's the Dutch one looking, Lee?
The Dutch one is down to 89th minute, 88th minute. I need a goal in each. I mean, I was considering the cash out at 15. It's down to now 5.79. I mean, there's no point at this point. But
no.
I mean, it was a good effort, right? So 7 of the legs came in, and the other 2 were a goal off. So it was about 24-1.
Yeah, and just for transparency, my tenner, so my first kind of part of the 20 quid challenge, is gone as well. So we got the Leeds goal in, over half a goal in the Leeds game, but I didn't end up getting the over 1.5 in the Cremonese game, so that finished 0-0 at half time. So didn't really get a shout out of it, unfortunately, but I still have 10 of my 20 left. So I'm going to look at the second half and see how I can invest that.
My tenner is actually
make a bit of
looking
profit.
okay, but it can cash out for my stake. So I had obviously over 1.5 in the Fulham game. That's come in. So that was actually pretty much as soon as I put that on, I got the first goal. It's half time in Belgium and it's nearly half time in the SerieA. They're both goalless. So only 2 goals in each of them. Second half, not beyond belief, but or not beyond reason. But obviously 4 goals left, so not exactly there either. So not too bad. I still have a tenner. I haven't picked where I'm going to put that yet, but
You did them for the full game. That's not how in-play bets work. You're supposed to do it for half time
bets work
in the next 10 minutes.
No, PK, do you know, my record, anyone who's been watching the show regularly, I'm generally the first one out of the £20 challenge, and I'm invariably bottom of the pile. So I think I'd play it a little bit safer.
By doing a full match bet so that you're there till the end at least.
At least I get value for my money, exactly, a bit of distance. So the other 10, I might look at, Nigel actually commented in about the odds boost on the shots. I might actually look at a couple of shots in the second halves.
Yeah. Might need to go high tempo.
Yeah, exactly. While it's half time, actually, right? We've got a few items that we've been promising our viewers in the what would you call it, the bar at the bottom of the screen, to items that we're going to come along and discuss. So I think you touched on the Europa League injury there a little while ago, lads. But do you have any thoughts on the draws or who's going to do well in it, or the Champions League draw even? Kind of some interesting matches being thrown up there today.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, delighted to see Prague win last night. I thought they fully deserved the win. It was Rangers were flying all season, right? I actually kind of thought it might be a repeat of 2008 when they got to the final, but thankfully Prague had enough for them. I think.
Just for any new viewers, Lee is a Celtic fan, so hence the positivity around this result.
You'd never guess, though. No way you guess.
No, I mean, tipping the hat, and I actually think they thought they could fucking run amok in Europe, right? They obviously would have liked the draw, but like what we said earlier, right? Like there's obviously good petters. Like Celtic have seen over the years, they've been beaten by teams you wouldn't necessarily expect. So there's obviously strong, good pedigree in Europe. Prague showed it last night, right? So it's a great showing for them to get through.
Is there an element of just, I can't think of the right phrase here, but get ahead of yourselves a bit? Like, obviously Celtic have a deep history in European football, but in reality, there's not enough competition in that league. So these guys are not prepared for it when they come up against
100%.
Prague or Zagreb or whoever it's going to be. these.
Yeah.
I think that's been slightly disrespectful to Slavia Prague, though, because again, look at the 2 players that were signed from Slavia to West Ham. So Thomas Souček and Vladimir Kufal. 2 of them have come in. Kufal has probably been, I'd say, probably not the best right back in the league, but he's definitely in the top 5 right backs in the league this season. And I don't think
just look at where West Ham are on the table.
Exactly. I don't think many centre halves have had, or centre midfielders have had as much of an impact as Souček when he's come in as well. His goals, kind of box to box, the amount of distance he runs. So those 2 players, Prague have lost those 2 players, and they're still doing this in Europe. If you look at their home record, it's unbelievable over the last 3 or 4 years. And then they have the guy Sima up front, who is being talked about as being a next kind of wonder kid as a striker. And I think there's a rumor that West Ham are after their goalkeeper as well. So they do have good players, and I think it's slightly disrespectful to them to say, Rangers got ahead of themselves, or Rangers had a hangover from winning the league or whatever, because it wasn't a fluke.
But I mean, get ahead of themselves.
Not
that they took a complacent, not that they took the foot off the gas or they were complacent, as in that you think because you've won the SPL that you're just going to sweep them aside, because obviously Prague isn't in the news at this side of Europe, so nobody's really aware of them. So I didn't mean get ahead of themselves in the fact that they underestimated them, and if they'd been on top form, they would have beaten them. More just they kind of didn't give them the credit they deserve. Kind of like what you said. I'm looking at it here at Zagreb. I know they played Spurs, right? Like they've lost 3 European matches at home in the last 5 years. Like Man City, Young Boys, and Lyon. They're the only 3 teams that have beaten them in 5 European seasons at home. So, you know, we do kind of tend to... There's a couple of those sort of Far Eastern teams, Zagreb, any of the Belgrade teams. They're unbelievably tough to beat in their home stadium.
Yeah. No, they're technically strong. And like with Rangers in particular, like it's definitely not us. I mean, certainly not me, right? I'm definitely not fucking discounting Prague as a side. I mean, I think it's more like Rangers they've actually done fair enough in Europe, right? I think they beat, like, I mean, I don't know how Antwerp are in the league, but they scored 9 goals against them over two legs in the last round. I think they beat Standard Liège well before that. Like, so I they thought they were flying. You know, when you're getting these results in Europe, like these niggly results, like in Europe, you just think it's your year. I know they thought they were flying. They got a 1-1 draw away in the first leg to Prague. I mean, they weren't expecting to be beaten 2-0 Ibrox last night, right? I know they went down to 10 men, but that would have been a shock for them, regardless of how good Prague are. And all of Europe rejoices, right? So fair play to Prague. The Lions, they're going to have a great fucking fixture against Arsenal in the next round. And who knows,
yeah, so
right?
LB, like, what do you think of that? So as an Arsenal fan up against them, like, I think they're a massive banana skin for Arsenal. So, like, I would expect Arsenal are favourites for the tie. But if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be fairly worried about it, you know?
Yeah, it was actually like I think you're saying the banana skin like they're any more dangerous than any of the rest of the teams in there. The one team I was delighted they avoided was Villarreal. Like they're a very, very nifty outfit. They're very smart, and obviously Prague are as well. I think there could be upsets in any of those 4 games. I'm not even sure who'll be the favourite in Ajax Roma. Granada as well are quite clever. They'll sit back. They won't play the game United want them to play.
Yeah. One of the whole pile of quality about them. There's a goal in the Parma Genoa game.
Parma 1-1.
Yeah,
lovely.
Nice one.
I mean,
exactly what we said would happen. They can't defend Parma, but they're going to go for it again. So this is exactly how we expected that game to pan out. I'd be very disappointed if it stayed 1-1 now. I mean, you're saying, by the way, PK, like
just for the bet, I'm worried about Alloa. So I think that's going to be the one that's the dodgy one. But
Unless you've seen Granada, PK don't have a huge amount of quality about them. I mean, Milan are in dire form. We've seen them getting beaten by relegation fodder in the SerieA in the last couple of weeks. And like 1 goal is all Man United were able to beat them by over the course of 3 hours. So like, I mean, it's not like United are. It's the same thing again about Rangers and Prague. It's like we kind of overestimate the closeness bias. You know what I mean? We see them every week, and we kind of get a bit carried away. If they win the away leg, I assume the way the ties are up there, United will be away first, will they? Is that the way that's going to play out?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think it's as easy as they think. I do think Prague is definitely a tough one for Arsenal. I mean, we saw it last season with Olympiacos. They thought they were home and hosed, and they messed up. And then Zagreb and Villarreal is going to be good as well. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. It's an interesting tie for sure. What do you think of the Champions League games?
Oh, they're crackers, right?
Crackers, yeah.
I mean, Chelsea are delighted. I'd say City are okay, but then the other 2 games are just very, very evenly poised. Well, I'd fancy Bayern to get past PSG, but who knows?
I mean, yeah.
But it's that's going to be a great game, and Pochettino is going to be under some pressure because obviously, that's what he's hired there to do. Plus, and obviously he needs to prove to Mbappe that there's a pathway there for him because if you want to keep Mbappe going forward.
I can't see Mbappe staying there.
Yeah, there's some savage.
I don't see. I think if they don't win the Champions League, or if they win, I think the only reason he would stay now is that because he's not going to want to retire with 15 League One titles and nothing else.
No, so definitely no.
I think if they get to the final and lose again, maybe you could convince them that look, we're on the right track. We've gotten to 2 finals. If they don't do well in it, I'd say he'll bounce. And if they win, I think he's definitely gone. Because he'll have drawn a line there. Standard have scored, by the way. So 3 goals left for my tenor bet to come good.
Yeah, and I have to after time here, and I'm really sorry about it, but I didn't want to. We got into this, and I put a bet on when it was half time in Linfield Crusaders, and It's for a draw in that game. So Linfield were 1-0 down. Linfield have just equalised. So it's in the £20 challenge. So it was went with tenner. So the draw in that game, over 1.5 goals in Ascoli Cremose, and then Shamrock Rovers to win the League of Ireland. So it's a 12-1 treble. I said Linfield were 1-0 down. They've got back to 1-1. So it's not over and done with yet.
Us talking about Rangers got you back in Linfield, was it?
Jesus.
For any of our regular viewers, by the way,
anyway to make money.
Any of our regular viewers will realise that the pattern of Gary telling us about bets after they've started to come good. So just keep an eye on that. It's an interesting one.
Listen, we'll say
I have to take the news now, but it's not the normal way.
No, it's fine.
Common event.
But yeah, no, the Champions League. I mean, it's well set up. I don't know. I mean, who if you were to pick a favourite from all that, I'd actually be inclined to say Man City. I
probably would as well if they didn't have such a bad history in it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Chelsea couldn't have looked much better against Atletico Madrid, though.
I know for that one game, but I mean,
but they're changed teams since Tuchel's come in.
They are. Tuchel has done very well with them.
Defensively, they're solid as anything. If you do that to Atletico Madrid, I think it's a good.
It is.
I don't know.
It is.
I still do think though that Bayern, so City and Bayern would be my favourites. I think just the depth of Bayern's squad, the fact that they've been there before, I think they're the favourites for it in my mind. Anyway, hope City do it, but I think Bayern are dangerous there for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's so many things, and I remember coming on to I remember at the start of the season we were on the stream, and I was like, "Geez, I love Chelsea. I love the team they have," and fucking obviously they went to shit. It'd be too much for them to even consider it, right?
I think that win against Atletico is so overhyped. I mean, I'd say Atletico have won 2 in their last 10, 15 away Champions League games. They're absolutely pathetically bad away on the road in the Champions League. So
I'm more going on the structure that Tuchel is putting in place.
I know.
I mean, it's easy to pull away at the beating them at Stamford Bridge, but they beat them in Madrid as well.
Yeah,
but that wasn't exactly a revelation of a performance. I think it was a good result. I'm not saying they're in the last 8, they're a good team, but I don't think that.
No,
I think in terms of Chelsea 2 or 8 weeks ago compared to now, I think that is a revelation of a result. To be honest with you,
but we're talking about form, right? You can't just say they've revitalized themselves after 8 weeks. They're a young team. Yes, they have potential, but if Chelsea are playing any other team there except for maybe Liverpool, you're not giving them any chance of really going through. I wouldn't think anyway. I mean,
I wouldn't. Well, I don't know. I just wouldn't write them off. But that possibly is the weakest fixture anyway. Well, it is actually, but mind you, Real Madrid and Liverpool haven't exactly done much this season either, though.
No, it's a weak competition, right? There's no one flying there. That City, but that's the thing about Bayern and City, right? No one's talking about City anywhere. They're romping home in the Premier League. There's no fanfare, right? They're on for the quadruple still, right?
But they always fuck up in the Champions League. That's the thing.
I know, but I mean that but this is the thing, does that happen forever? I don't know. I mean, they've a fucking serious squad there. They've actually got defenders who can fucking defend well. I mean, Stones is a different player playing beside your man, right? Everyone was writing Stones off. And it just goes to show you actually how important having a fucking reliable player or good player beside you is playing centre half, because you can only be as good as the guy beside you. If you're a fucking exceptional centre midfielder, you can dominate the game or you can influence the game without having a fucking superstar beside you. If you're playing centre half, you can be made look stupid by having a fucking idiot playing beside you.
2-0 to Dundee against Alloa. Our accumulator is looking very, very good now.
Yeah.
I mean, very good.
Just it's going to be the the other team scoring in that game really is the risk, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's it. Like, but it's good that Dundee have gone 2-0 up because, they need to. They might go a bit kind of lax and drop off. So.
Oh crap! For some reason I had in my head there that it was over 2.5 in that game, and now it's
no,
both teams to score.
Yeah. But I still think it's good that they've gone 2-0 up, like So
Genk have equalised against Standard, by the way. So that's 4 two legs in. So just need 2 goals in the SerieB now for that bet.
Lads, Cruzito Gutierrez on Facebook wants to know PSG or Bayern. Simple question.
Bayern every day.
PSG will get their day in the sun, but I think that the way they're playing at the minute, Bayern.
Yeah, that's it. They're stuttering in the league too. They have a real scrap in their hands there as well. So I can't see them beating Bayern.
Yeah.
Cruzito's
also said that Chelsea get knocked out in the semi-finals, and I 100%.
Yeah, that's a big call.
Yeah.
At the semi-finals, right? The draw's already done, so it's Chelsea played the winner of Real Liverpool. I'd say Chelsea have a very good chance of making the final.
Possibly, yeah.
Do you think they're 3-1 Porto at home to Chelsea in the first leg? I'd be back in Porto all night there. They have a very strong record at home. I think they could win 1-0 or 2-1 and get dumped out at Stamford Bridge by all means. But I think they're.
We were all watching Porto the other night, right? And they're fucking their defensive play is remarkable, right? And I know the hipsters among us will always look at defensive play, but actually for a defensive structure to stand out so much in a game is rare. And they were fucking. They were.
Yeah, I agree.
Lads, if you, I'm only after noticing that the brackets are done for the semi-final. If you're Real, if you're Liverpool, Porto, or Chelsea, you're chuffed with that draw.
It's definitely the weak side of it for sure. Liverpool are looking at that and go, we can beat Chelsea, or we can beat Madrid. Definitely beat Chelsea or Porto, and everyone is saying the same about everyone else.
The 3 favourites are on the other side of the draw, like Bayern, PSG, and Man City are probably have to be the top 3 in the betting, right? Unless I'm missing something.
City are 2-1, Bayern are 3-1, 4-1, and then City are 5-1. But that's because City have the draw. That's obviously taken into account the draw.
Say that again.
So City are favourites, then Bayern, then Chelsea.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So Adrian Cox on Facebook agrees with me. Anyway, he's saying Bayern all the way. So Adrian, that's why I'm not sure how long you've been watching, but that's exactly what I was saying. I think Bayern's experience is going to stand them through there, and the depth of their squad as well. So totally agree.
And the thing about Bayern, Lewandowski, being in Poland, right? They're obviously obsessed with him, but has he got I know he's World Player of the Year and this sort of stuff, but he's really been overlooked for a few seasons, I would have thought, in terms of what he's been doing.
Oh, he's a class act.
Yeah. But that leads us into actually another question that's come in here, because so Cruzito has got in contact again, and is asking, do you think that Keylor Navas, so the PSG keeper, does he have the experience to stop Lewandowski? My opinion would be Lewandowski on top form. It's hard for any keeper to stop, but he hasn't been, I don't think, on that form this season. But what do you like to think?
I think a keeper's only one person. There's only
I was going to say.
Keylor Navas could make 5 world-class saves, but if he's exposed that much, Bayern don't just rely on Lewandowski. You're talking about a real attacking unit. I seen Sané play the other night, and he played very well. They're just a hard team to stop. Gnabry.
It's funny, all the talk is about Lewandowski, but I think that it's the usual, the midfielders that sneak in for Bayern all the time. That I don't think
like that.
We've seen it with Muller for the last 10 years. You're marking Lewandowski in the box, and he just appears out of nowhere and shins it into the corner. You're not going to outsmart them. They've just got too many players who can just appear.
But then the Kimmich and all them centre midfielders can even score then as well. But they're a bit like City. Goals can come from anywhere, up the flanks or down the middle. It's just they have.
It's going to be a great game, that's for sure. But
Yeah, and they've when you look at them, they've still got players like Thomas Muller, things like that. Like I know he's not the force of old, but when you can bring him in, even bring him on as a sub after an hour or so, he's still a danger going forward. But he has to work his head not to lose the ball. He'll win you a free kick.
How is he still playing?
Yeah,
he's class.
They look after themselves. Like those players, they're smart about it. I'd make Bayern favourites, City second favourites. Be cheering on City because I'd like to see them win it. But I think Bayern are probably the best team. That's just the Leeds game is kicked back off there, so I'll continue to track that if we're going to continue this conversation.
Monaco have had their third corner early in the second half, so that's another one back for Lee. So it's now 3-2. So it's not.
Yes, sir. Get the money ready, Piers.
Yeah,
we're taking payment in euro, not CAD.
Just for the people watching in, like new viewers watching in. So what you see on screen now is a head-to-head in the Monaco game. So that'd be on Monaco. So essentially, before the games kicked off, we had these categories. PK and Lee have taken either side of the categories. So you'll see them on screen there. There's both teams to score. There's over 2.5 goals, numbers of corners, shots on goal, different categories. And essentially, whoever wins the most categories at the end of the night, the loser has to pay them 50 quid. So there's a £50 bet down on those categories. And that's our main game for tonight, Saint-Etienne and Monaco. And then we'll be betting on some other football across Europe throughout the night. We do a thing called a £20 challenge. So each of us has £20. We go and invest it over the course of the night and see who can make the most profit. So at the minute, I'm down a tenner. My first half bet lost. I have a second half bet, which is in flight at the minute. So the draw on Crusaders versus Linfield, over 1.5 goals in Ascoli Cremose, and then Shamrock Rovers to win in the League of Ireland. So Linfield have just gone 2-1 up, which isn't great for my bet, but the rest of them need goals soon. So I'll be cheering that on. LB, how are you looking in your £20 challenge?
We got a bit kind of caught up in the conversation there, so I haven't picked out my second one, but my first tenner was over 2.5 goals in the Fulham Leeds game in play, along with over 1.5 in the Belgian Genk versus Standard match. They both came in, so the 2 Belgian goals came in right after half time. The 2 English goals came in pretty much right after I put the bet on. So just waiting on 2 goals in the Serie B as well, just with you, Gary. So that's kind of my situation. I'm going to go looking now actually for maybe a shot on target double is kind of what I'm feeling for at the minute. Might take the Fulham game and the Parma game or something like that.
We've had a question on YouTube from Nigel Winder, who's still watching in. So Nigel, great you're still with us.
Come on, Nigel.
Nigel's question is whatever happened to Lyon. They were touted as Champions League winners not too long ago. So I think Nigel must have been watching one of our videos when I was saying that Lyon were going to win the Champions League a couple of years ago. I think they were 100 to 1, and I had a small bet off them. Actually,
I mean, how many years ago was that, guys? 4 or 5, 6 years ago?
About 2 years ago, because they were playing they played City.
They beat City, right?
Yeah, they beat City away. They were beating them at home. I think they were 2-1 up, and City equalised in the 90th minute. And then they were still 100 to 1 for the Champions League, but City were like even money. So I was like, they had a good team back then. So like Dembele was playing up front, and he was on form. Depay was on form. Jason Denier, centre half, was class.
Ex-Celtic as well.
What's that guy? Is a Fakir something? I forgot his name. He went to someone
Fakir,
Fakir, Nabil Fakir.
Yeah.
So he went to someone in Spain, I think.
Sevilla.
Sevilla. So like they had a good team, and they had the potential on their day to challenge. But they didn't quite win me the 100 to 1 bet. So thanks for the comment. Let us know what 100 to 1 shot you're going to back, and we can slag you in 2 years' time when it doesn't come in.
I mean, just to jump back over to our Twitter, Nige, we actually shared a video a few weeks ago of Juninho Paulista and his free kick.
Man who takes free kicks like penalties.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus
what was
Christ.
this? What was his surname? Bermucano or something like that, wasn't it?
Pernambuco or
Burnham? Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Just so I don't get any accusations of after timing, so I've taken Lookman to get a shot on target in the Fulham match, and Graziano Pelle to have a second shot on target in the Parma game. And oddly enough, that double is 6-1. So put my second tenner on that.
That's
one shot each.
Famous ex Southampton striker, right?
Yeah.
Actually, just on the Fulham game, I think Fulham are a massive price. They're 21-10 in running. I'm watching this game here. They're all over Leeds. So if anybody's looking to have a bet, I've no money in my £20 challenge left. But if you're looking to have a bet, I wouldn't put you off back in Fulham, to be honest.
I need Leeds to win, so. But I just have to say, Scotty Parker fucking dressed on the sideline like that. Jesus Christ.
He's a dapper.
He's a dapper gentleman, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Proper South London.
Yeah. He's going to be
delighted to see Fulham come back into the league. I'm delighted to see them just kind of recover a bit, because we talked about them during the summer. We thought if they play that open championship style of football, they could be in trouble awful fast. And they kind of did start out like that, but now took them a while. But they could be actually safe if they, certainly plausible now. So
Genoa,
there's your bet in, LB.
Lovely. So walked in. That was one we talked about offline in the group. The stats didn't back that up, but just the scene was set. There was no way that was going to be a low-scoring game. Parma have to go for it.
That's 2 games tonight that the stats haven't backed up, but we've gone with our gut and it's come in. So my Fulham call and your Parma call, LB. So
there's
proves the point we were saying.
Both teams.
It was 6-5. Like that could be another goal left in that match. Like, to be honest, it just makes no sense. And sorry, you were saying something, PK?
2-0 Monaco.
Oh, lovely.
So at the minute, we're waiting for an Alloa goal to get our bet in. Like, obviously, barring anything major happening in Monaco game with Monaco losing the 2-goal lead. But we're looking pretty good. So anybody that backed the bet, I'm sure you're watching the Alloa game there, looking to cheer at home with us.
If you have any mates playing for Dundee, just send them a text there and tell them to throw the game and throw a few quid their way, right?
They don't even have to throw the game; they just have to concede one. They'll still win.
Concede the goal, yeah. Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
Great.
Come here, actually, the keeper's name for Dundee, right? We need to start Facebooking his mates there and start sending out a few messages. But But it does, when we ran through the stats at the start, right? That we specifically pointed that out, because when you're looking at the stats for that Parma Genoa game, you're thinking it's going to be 0-0, 1-1, right? When you're looking at average goals, there's almost a goal every 2 games for both the teams. But then when you're obviously looking at it, you're bringing it into the form, you're bringing the opinion in, and that's where the money's made, obviously.
Yeah, there's something about the SerieA as well that we've talked about it for years. In the Premier League, a lot of the teams, the games seem to go based on just the same teams play the same sort of way all the time, if you know what I mean. Like in the SerieA, the games very much tend to go on the circumstances. And that game, like you said, playing different teams, you wouldn't necessarily be going near either of them for goals. But just that combination, the way they are on the table, the way the results went last week, there was no way they were sitting back on the scoreline, either of them. So good value out there if you stick to what you know. There's good value around.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm looking at the stats here in the Alloa Dundee game, and the possession has gone 50-50, and Alloa have had 7 corners.
So they must have come back into it.
Yeah, so they're putting the pressure on. There's still 20 minutes left. Go
on, Alloa.
I'd be hopeful.
Go on, Alloa.
And just by the way, PK, just for your own knowledge, PK.
Both teams are Monaco to score in both halves, is it? No, wait.
Yeah, Monaco to score in both halves has come in, exactly, yeah. So you're off now. So you're 6-2. So you're flying.
I actually thought I was fucking well set up, though, to be honest, when we did the draw first.
You've won it, PK. Apologies.
That's what I was going to say. There's only 11 markets, so 6-1.
Yeah, PK is our winner. Yeah. Oh, congratulations, PK. You're off the ground.
Send me over that money, actually, will you? I've already spent, if I'm being honest. So.
Expensive business.
James Moran has commented in on Facebook. Basically, jump on our bet, and he said that it's squeaky bum time for Slats. Did the Slats pick out the Alloa game? Was it?
Must have been.
I'm surprised it wasn't you, Lee, with your Scottish influences.
No, that was
No,
Slats.
Slats is the dirty dog. He does ladies, Dutch Division 2, Scottish Division, fucking whatever they
Does
call it.
ladies.
Scottish Championship.
It would actually be a bit rich of Slats to put that absolute banana skin, an odds-on banana skin in there for us, and then not even have the decency to show up and watch it lose.
That's what he does. That's what he does. That's what he does. He fiddles around the lower divisions and then just...
Fiddles is such a bad word to be thrown around about people, Lee. I don't know.
Like my second tenner's on for the in-play. I've done another goal in the Alloa Dundee game. I'm gone full hog, and then I've gone a goal in the Ascoli game. So that's where my money's at.
Snake with your one goal. We're waiting on 2.
Yeah.
So you had what, about evens in for another goal in Alloa Dundee?
I think it returns like 28 profit, or wait, no, 18 maybe. Let me just check it.
I'm gonna do similar, right? So another goal in Alloa Dundee. I'm gonna do another goal in Leeds Fulham, and I'm going to do
This is just
another.
Adding to the pressure on Slats' pick. It's all absolutely lumping in on another goal in that game.
Okay.
It's been shot after shot in the SerieB game, and they're awful shots. It's getting kind of
that's the way it goes in that league sometimes. Come
here.
You can cash out for a £1 profit and nearly take it and reload somewhere else. Like, there's been 19 shots and 2 of them have been on target. Like, it's just starting to lose confidence. Anyway, you were going to say something, Lee?
Yeah, no, sorry, I was just going to rant. But I mean, guys, if you have something more useful to say, please.
No, sorry, I was just saying Leeds have gone 2-1 up, and I'm just like, it's actually a blessing, because I was just going in to back Fulham, so it's totally against the play. But yeah, Leeds have gone 2-1 up.
It's just about to throw that thing on for another goal in the Leeds game. But what I was going to say was, when did our little head-to-head weekly bet turn into move from a shots on target market to a shots market?
Actually, at least 2 weeks ago, Lee. So you can, by all means, we have published up there.
I just want to say for the viewers, and just to use the word of the night again, fiddles. LB fiddles with the with the odds and the markets on a weekly basis. So if you're not paying attention, you're not going to be quite sure if you track them.
I mean, you say pay attention, like they weren't there in black and white to read. Like, it's not like I'm posting them out. They're just shots. Some of them are shots on target. Some of them are shots. To be honest, the market was very low for shots on target in this match. So it was unexpected that there'd be too many shots on target, and we kind of learned our lesson in the first one, that if there was no shots on target at all, like are happening in the SerieB now, it could be a tough slog for the viewers. So we kind of softened them up a bit with just regular shots. But we'll take that on board, Lee, and we'll make it extra apparent to the participants.
No, I mean, it's obviously on me, but it's high tension when we're early afternoon on a Friday. Some of us are working, some of us are chilling.
I wasn't even out of bed, actually.
Some of us are still in bed, and you mightn't take it all in all the time. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, mugs on me. But anyway, fair play.
You need to be alert, man.
The only thing is, well, it wasn't like we gave shots on target for you and shots for PK. When it was, you're both set to the same standard. So, but we will work on that for sure.
Well, I feel like it was. I feel like it was an anti-X-Lee fucking day today, right? And that's fine. I mean, that's fine. It was an away crowd. We knew this. PK, congratulations.
You got to rant about Rangers, so don't be getting all.
I mean, I do that anyway, right?
Oh, look.
So are we just missing the one goal in the Friday combo?
Yeah,
wow.
Alloa goal is all we're waiting on. But for anybody watching in, so I can see we've got some new viewers across the different platforms. So get your questions in if you have any questions for the team. With a good bit of dialogue there on the Europa League. Let us know your thoughts on the Fulham Leeds game here. Is fairly close. Any other games around Europe or what you're betting on, so we can share on those bets as well. Suppose just to mention, we do have a special, and I think we mentioned at the start of the show, we can mention it again. We've got specials from our partners at William Hill. So if you click on the link tree, which is pinned, that link that's pinned on both YouTube and Facebook comments, there's 2 offers in there from William Hill. So it's the Everton and Man City games. They're over 1 goal in those games is priced up at 20-1. So it's Everton, Man City, and Leicester versus Man United. Those 2 games over half a goal is priced up at 20-1. So whichever of those you fancy there be a goal in. Personally, I think there'll be a goal in each of them. But you can sign up, bet on one of them, and you get 20-1. So go into the link tree, which is pinned into the comments, set up your account, and you'll be able to avail of that offer. It is on mobile only, so try and click on a link through a mobile rather than your laptop.
Thanks, Gary. Yeah. I think myself and PK both fell for the mobile only condition ourselves during the week. I couldn't figure out why it didn't look right. But
it can be hard to get used to.
Yeah.
So where do we stand with the 20 quid for the night? Like, where's the profits at? What's the winning point gonna be?
Oh well, I'm either going to be on 100, 60 or 0. The way it's lined up at the minute.
Okay.
Probably 0.
I think.
I need goals in order to get back in. So.
Oh, actually, no. I changed my tune there. Pele had a shot on target, so that's in. So my second tenner is now worth 17. Just waiting on a Lookman shot in the Fulham game. I'm nearly tempted to take it because my worry is that he might get hooked. So I'm kind of worried now.
He had a chance at the edge of the 18 or sorry, the edge of 6-yard box there a few minutes ago and scuffed it wide. So I would have hooked him after that. Yeah, my bet basically needs a miracle. So looking likely I could be down the 20 quid. Fulham had a shout of a penalty here. So Bamford has handballed the ball in the box, but I don't think it's been given. I've seen them given this season, but it doesn't look to have been given to corner instead for Fulham.
It's 3-0 Monaco, but it's irrelevant now, really, right?
Yeah, irrelevant. Goals are flying in and getting standard as well.
Nice backup for your call, PK, that the goals are, that they're walking it.
Yeah, yep.
So there's 11 minutes left in the Dundee Alloa game. Alloa are on a dangerous attack here, so it'll be good. They can bang one in. That's our bet.
Go on, Alloa.
Go on, Alloa.
It's a pity it's not on TV anywhere.
I know.
I'll cheer it on, so I have to watch here. Oh, the suspension. Oh, Dundee has scored and got 3-0 up. Then was the guy on the counter attack. So,
quality. Gary Abbott.
If we were over 2.5 goals, obviously we'd be laughing, but both teams to score doesn't matter. But I said at least now Dundee could take the foot off the pedal. And hopefully Alloa get a consolation in the last 10 minutes.
I'm just gonna go fucking mad. I'm gonna go for a draw, gang standard, a draw Ascoli, a draw Rovers, a draw Betis. That's it. Done. That'll win the night, I think, if it comes in.
What's that pay, Lee?
That's about 6-1.
And they're all basically no more goals in any of those games is what you're backing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is my modus operandi, right? Mr. fucking Grim Reaper, Mr. Negative, Mr. Contra, Mr. Under. So hopefully it comes in tonight.
Grim Reaper, the bet killer. But last, they're not too bad because they don't exactly offset ours. They're not like you're laying our bets, which you have done on many of an occasion. So,
and I thoroughly enjoy that, right? That's it, right? The bet layer.
I'm trying to get this Scottish game. I think I can get it.
I mean, PK, if there was a game of football on Mars, right, you'd be able to get on that fucking TV or what connection you have. But
this non-dodgy thing I have going here.
Those non-dodgy boxes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I have to say, I've had a good couple of weeks on the stream, right? Like last week came good for me, last minute winner, right? That came in. That was 100 quid. I think the week before I had another lucky one of 180 quid. I had a couple of Champions League bets, right? I was actually very patient. I had a good couple of weeks betting, and then
the inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't bother for anyone watching horse racing isn't my thing. Stayed away from Cheltenham pretty much. Stuck a tenner on Tiger Roll. Won that. I think it was 6-1, right? So I was feeling fantastic. Obviously, feeling like I'm in the know. And then looking at Envoy Allen stick the 200 on him, and he, I think he tripped over his own feet. Did he? I didn't even watch it, but PK
took off too early and
It's a fence.
landed on the fence. Yeah. So, that got the bookies out of jail big time now.
They must have made a fortune off that, did they?
Yeah, Envoy Allen would have been in a lot of people's, ACCAs and
Banker
doubles
Ackers,
and trebles and stuff. So so they were saved some serious payouts based on that fall. I know it cost me a couple of ACCAs anyway. So
most people that do.
Wasn't great.
There's always one, isn't there? Well, I know chance and
there is always one that gets turned over, at least one.
Yeah, it's.
I think as well, after the first few races, whatever it was, 3 odds-ons, or certainly 3 favourites in the first 4, and heavy favourites as well. I think a lot of people would have piled into the favourites later in the week, even more so. And then obviously that was a big escape for them.
Yeah, definitely. It's tempting to kind of plough in when you see them, but it's a dangerous game at the same time,
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. No, it is a dangerous game. I knew it because I messaged PK. I was it's hard to when we say just very quickly. What I'd say is right when we're looking at the stats, you guys went with your gut. Your gut's coming in tonight. When you have a gut feeling about something, it's hard to fucking separate it and focus on it, right? So when I threw that 200 quid on him, I was actually very close to cashing out beforehand because it didn't feel right. You know what I mean? It's only if you could follow that intuition consistently.
Yeah.
You had that 6 cents,
Yeah.
But I think it's not just you're saying 6 cents. There's definitely you've taken in information that you just quite can't put into words necessarily. With the ones that we were saying, the stats don't really back up goals in these matches. But if you had enough time, you could explain why you don't agree with the stats, or why the stats aren't kind of a good predictor for that game. So it's not that you're just finger in the air type of stuff. I mean, I've got plenty of nights like that as well now. So, but if you can separate the messy ones from the ones where you actually got some good
1 and 2.
Yeah, it's gone suspended here in the Fulham game. I think it's the wrong end of the pitch though for my shot on target.
I'm just watching it. There's nothing happening on my screen. I'm a bit behind on the actual viewing rather than the bookies' websites. There's 7 minutes left or 6 minutes left in normal time in the Alloa game. So we could do with him getting a goal. They're 6-1 for the 4th goal. So not looking likely.
I'm just after getting a missed call off our friend RE, so I'm just wondering what that's all about. Not a good time to be receiving that, is it?
Probably watching the show, wondering what's the best bet today between now and 9 o'clock.
Probably he wants the inside track. Well, I'm sorry, RE, you're gonna have to watch the stream because that's where we drop our tips, right?
I'm not sure if you're just announcing that to the world or you're excusing your impending departure, but either way, we'll oblige.
No, I'm going to stay strong.
I'm very tempted to take out that Lookman bet. I'm drifting away here, but I think.
No, I leave. There's 20 minutes left. I think you'll get a shot.
20. Oh, it was a later kickoff. Sorry, I thought there was actually less than that.
No, 20 minutes left. Alloa just had a shot on target there, according to Bet365. Anyway, so I could do it and convert one of these shots that haven't. It's actually mad. This game has been 18 corners. Don't know when the last time I saw that.
That's mental.
Mm-hmm.
But Alloa are coming back into it. In the first half, they had hardly any shots, and now they've only 2 on target, but they've 7 off target. So at least they're attacking. But so we could do it and convert one of them now in the next few minutes to land that.
This Ascoli game is starting to drift into just pot shots now, which is never what you want to see when you've backed goals.
Yeah.
So
those
we
teams,
worry about that one.
My theory on the SerieA is the teams just lack composure, So they just start going, like you said, for pot shots and stuff like that really, really early. There could be a half an hour left in the games and they're just like shooting from all angles. So like it's a great league if there's an early goal, but if you don't get that early goal, it can descend into a bit of a farce. Like.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that my in-play bet I had over 2.5 in the Alloa game, so I'm waiting on a goal in the Astley game now, which I think probably isn't going to happen.
A likely story.
Classic. From one after timer to the other, huh?
We can check the video afterwards. I'm pretty sure it'll verify.
Rewind.
I'm pretty sure it'll verify that I stated my bet. Anyway, I'm still praying for an Alloa goal regardless. So
that's the big one, really. I mean, the 2 goals in the Serie B is as good as gone. Lookman is a coin toss if we're going to get that shot. So yeah, an Alloa goal puts us.
Isn't it just a dangerous attack now? Betting didn't go suspended. So isn't it just coincidence though that the guy that is going to cost us our accumulator isn't on the stream to take the slagging that he's
yeah,
due?
I think we just put that to bed from now on as well. If you're not on the stream, you're not going in the ACA. That's the end of it. We need somebody to point fingers at.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Although in fairness, if Alloa do score in the last minute, we'll all be ring them to say fair play. So.
Actually, speaking of our, I was going to say departed friend. That probably sounds a bit more morbid than I mean it. But Slatcher's not here. We spoke offline, and he's our usual rugby expert on the show. So we're not going to have the Six Nations segment without him. But obviously, a huge day of rugby tomorrow, and he's picking the bets, and it's I know Slats a while now, and his rugby betting follows a pattern, and this is a very typical Slats kind of bet. But CJ Stander is 4-1 to be man of the match tomorrow, and what's going to be his last ever Ireland game. So
that's a great bet.
Yeah, I think provided we don't get absolutely annihilated, which I don't think is going to happen, like he's going to get man of the match, and 4-1 is it's a farewell gesture for them. So I think that's a good bet for anyone who's looking at the Ireland game for a bit of action tomorrow.
That's a great bet. I love that. I'm all over that.
Yeah. I mean, 4-1 seems high anyway, but especially considering.
I'm just watching the Fulham game here for your bet, and Lookman had the ball like bounced to him about 8 yards out. He swiveled on it and shot.
And he just had it.
The keeper saved it, but I think it was going wide. So I don't know whether they're going to class that as a shot on target or not. Like the ball was definitely going wide, but the keeper saved it. So
just came up on my screen as a
50-50,
a blocked shot, not a shot on target.
All right. I might have got a deflection and then the keeper saved it, but he definitely should have been getting it on target anyway.
Oh God, what a sickener! That's two. He's had 2 pretty good chances he's had since my bet went on, and realistically, you're not getting, you're not getting that many chances in the game. Let me check
Monaco 4-0. My bet couldn't have been any more in.
Yeah. Me and you stick together, PK. Our bet are walking in. It's the lad they're letting us down.
Don't think mine came in last week, did it?
Seems like a long time ago now. Yeah, it's strange that the head-to-head is actually the earliest we've ever wrapped one up. So, like we said to any of the viewers who are watching for the first time, we're kind of tweaking the system as we go on week to week. The game is evolving, so let us know in the comments if you got any thoughts. We might have to make sure that the next time Lee plays PK, it's a bit more late action because he's after hockeying them here now, so we'll have to.
I'll make it so that the game isn't directly related to one of the person's bets. I'd done my due diligence on the game, and I was convinced that Monaco were going to win, so I based my picks around that. So I think that's why it's been such a landslide. Now, obviously, they don't always go that way, but
yeah.
And for anybody watching in, we will over the next couple of Fridays or from now on, be focusing a lot on the League of Ireland too. So I don't know whether any League of Ireland fans are watching in, or if you just want to learn a bit about the League of Ireland. We all support clubs in the League of Ireland. So we'll be doing that over the next couple of weeks. The season kicked off today, and there's actually a big Dublin derby taking place. So Shamrock Rovers are playing St. Pat's. It's in the 90th minute now, but there's had to been like an unbelievable minute of entertainment. So in the 88th minute, Pats went 1-0 up, and then in the 89th minute, Shamrock Rovers equalised. So, Joe, hopefully that's a sign of things to come in the League of Ireland this season. As I said, we'll be covering it. So there'll be a lot more games next week that we'll be covering, and Ireland's number one might be on. So be cheering them in as well.
The
First division, is that what you mean?
Ireland's number one. Sligo Rovers playing there.
Super Shells. Shelburne FC.
Come away,
Ireland's number one.
Come away from that dinky club, would you? Did you get promoted again? You did?
No, we're relegated now. So it's full time in the Scottish game.
That's
gone.
a pity.
Unfortunately, yeah. So
I mean,
disappointing. So we came close this week. Frustrating, like 12-1. Aka being let down by one goal. In hindsight, obviously we should have gone over 2.5. But not the worst shout in the world. So
do we know what the odds were for over 2.5?
I don't know. No.
Slats might know. He might text us, but
if he's any decency now, he won't be texting us for a while.
But for anybody watching in, I said if you liked what we were doing here this evening, and obviously we came close to this bet. We got one in 2 weeks ago and came close last week as well. So we've been on fairly good form with these ACCAs and trebles. So make sure to check out SportsRunDown.com next Thursday evening, Friday morning. We'll have the bet pre-published with our reasoning behind the bets. You'll see who's picked it out. So you go on and see Gaz likes this or PK likes a different bet. As I will give our reasoning, you can bet on it as well. Tune in and we'll all cheer it on together. So that's the kind of the idea here.
But
we've said SportsRundown.com to see that.
We've been close so many times. I know we've had a couple in, but like we've had just like ones that are just been like you're just like literally like this one goal where you're 12-1 accumulator could have come in. And I think there's another thing that people can take away from this too is that keep an eye on the games we bet on, because if there's a penalty in them games, they're going to miss it. So you want to be backing that in there. That's for sure.
Exactly.
It's just golden market, so it's.
That's absolutely true.
First time in 17 games Alloa haven't scored, so that's a lot of a sickener. Like,
so it's actually tonight is a night for going against the stats, because we said it beforehand that my game and Gary's game were purely like the stats did not back them up at all, but we kind of had a feeling, and then 17 in a row comes to an end. So I mean, obviously the stats will back it up plenty of time anyway, but it's tough. I think, oh God, Lookman's had a third shot, not on target, so it's getting on my nerves now. And the Serie B is as good as gone. It's still 0-0. So I think that's Lee's draw bet. What did he do? He had the Belgium game and that finished Genk 2, Liège 2. It's 0-0 in the Serie B with 80 minutes gone, 83 minutes gone, in fact. So he could be.
Was his not a half-time bet though? I think it was.
No, his second in only about 10 minutes ago. You know what I think? I think he did a Spanish game as well. Did he? I think that's actually cost him. There was 2 late goals there, so I think he's actually.
That costed me. You're right. The Spanish game, Betis.
Yeah, they're 2-0 down now. So I bet these are 2-0 up. The Banter 2-0 down. 2 late goals have screwed you there. Yeah. Oh God, what is Lookman doing?
It has been one like
yeah.
One week, and then obviously to go against you another week, right? That's the look, as they say.
I got curious when you said your bet, Lee. I wonder, is there a big difference between back in the draw late on and back in no more goals? Are they priced similar enough? But there must be an extra bit of value in no more goals. So I'm going to look at it again. Oh, it's gone suspended now here. No, wrong way. God damn.
There's plenty of goals on over tonight.
To harp on a bit about our unlucky kind of bet again, but that's the first time in 17 games that Alloa haven't scored. So very unlucky. I know it doesn't matter now; it's all gone. But Stats was on the right pathway anyway with the bet.
Halfway down.
Yeah,
I mean, he is putting on with these fucking lower league games, right? And again, looking at the stats, you would have thought that was a goal fest. Like, they haven't kept a clean sheet in fucking all season, right? At home. That's the first clean sheet. Or, sorry, away. That's the first clean sheet Dundee have kept away all season.
I mean,
Alloa, 90% of their games at home.
I mean, that just completely defies all the stats going in, and so that
Yeah.
We won't get too disappointed about it anyway. There's plenty more weeks to go. But as I said, guys, if you're watching in and you want to bet next week before you tune in, go on to SportsRunDown.com on Thursday evening. It'll be there for you, and then you can cheer along with us. So,
the Dundalk races will be on most Friday evenings now for a while too, Gary, right?
Yeah, I think they stop kind of in a month or so, but there'll be other racing on. So, yeah, like I'm not gonna obviously do races that I don't fancy.
No, for the sake of it, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have a look through the cards. If there's a race that sticks out with a decent horse in it, we'll back it. If not, we'll leave it. But yeah, we're going to be doing that as well. So make sure, Joe, I said, subscribe on YouTube, like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, comment away whenever you want. If you want to ask any questions, let us know. Any comments or opinions or any bets yourself that you're cheering on, you're waiting on a goal somewhere, let us know so we can cheer that on for you as well. So don't be afraid to get in contact.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
This is a communal thing, like, and as you said, Gary, our act has posted the day before, at least on our website, so then everyone can get involved, come along, and we're all just cheering on the exact same thing too. And we're not too bad. Like, we haven't got. I don't think our strike rate reflects our picks. Like, we've been very, very close in several.
Well, if you include the legs in the
I think we're in profit. We're in profit, definitely.
Yeah, like, we should be like, I think we should be like way further ahead if we just got a wee bit of luck. Like, and it's going to drop for us pretty soon.
Even the penalties, like, there's been 7 missed penalties, whatever. Like, even if they
yeah, for sure. So yeah, keep in contact, guys, and I said we'll hopefully get a eternal look and go on a run of these, even though we've been knocking on the door the last couple of weeks. So hopefully we can go on a run of getting them up.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it when we do. That's for sure.
Fulham just had a bit of the ball in the box there. I thought Don Lookman was going to get on the end of it, but nope. Oh my god! Is this all
clinging on to that, Elvin? I think yours is the only bet live. I think, is it?
I was thinking, yeah, things have gone a little bit flat.
No, I'm still waiting on a goal in that Italian Serie B game.
I mean, 2 late goals there now could do it for me, but very unlikely now.
My bets are dead anyway, so I'm going to go in and cheer on the goal and Astley. But I suppose there's only 2 minutes left, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll take a last minute goal, no problem.
2 goals,
absolutely.
then I'll be sorted.
Want Fulham to just hoof the ball down and just a tame header from Lookman into the keeper's arms. That's all we're looking for. No, not asking for much.
No. But he usually is good for a shot, which is the annoying thing,
And he had the chance, to be honest, we've talked about it before. There's a finite amount of chances for teams and players in games. If you miss your chances, it starts to get very, very worrying. I saw the one you mentioned, and then the block shot. It just, at that point, with 2 shots in the last sort of 10 minutes that don't become shots on target, you think your duck is done.
So Nigel has been back in contact on YouTube, just asking. So his question is: so you guys pick a bet each in the ACA? So that's the kind of concept behind the noise. But obviously, we're not going to so we don't class ourselves as tipsters. What we're saying is we're essentially, we look through the games. If we fancy a bet, pick the best ones out and put them into an ACA. So 1 week there could be 2 of my selections in, and Lee mightn't have an opinion, so we'll leave him out. Or the next week, Lee might fancy 3, and the rest will fancy nothing, and it goes in. So we mix and match it around, but on the website you'll see it'll be classed as, Lee fancies this or Gaz fancies this or whatever. So you'll know who's picking it out. As you've seen tonight, if Slats was on, he'd probably be getting a lot of grief for his pick. So yeah, if it was one of us that let it down, there'd be a bit of slacking back and forward. So that's the concept.
Yeah, but to that as well, we put reasoning. The article is there to show our reasoning behind the bets too. Sometimes they are just good shots, and that's okay. But generally, as per Slats bet, that did let it down. Like the statistical reasoning behind it was nailed on. You couldn't find fault with it. So, I mean, they're all well-reasoned bets. We're not just doing this for the sake of having a gamble either. So, it's to try and make money for everyone.
So, Nigel, if you go in through the link tree, there's actually a button there for SportsRunDown.com. It'll bring you on, and you'll see the article that's up there. Said it's fairly detailed in each of the games and gives you a run through of why we're doing it. So you'll know beforehand whether you fancy it along with us, and maybe tonight you would have looked at it and said, actually, I don't fancy both teams to score in the Alloa game, but I'll put over 2.5, and you'd be in the money. So feel free to tweak or whatever way you want as well. But also in that link, there's the offers from William Hill. Slip of the tongue there. So William Hill have some great offers for this weekend in the FA Cup. Leicester versus Manchester United, over half a goal in the game is 20-1. Everton versus Man City, over half a goal in the game is 20-1. So basically, go in through the link on the link tree, sign up to William Hill, mobile only, and you'll be able to avail that 20-1 offer. So, I mean, I can't see there not being a goal in either of those games, so it should be a free 20 quid. But I said that's the offer we have this week, and throughout as we do partner with William Hill, so we get onto them and we ask them for special offers every week. So those offers will update as well. And if you're looking for free bets as opposed to one of those bet stores, if you go onto our website, there'll be links there for you can bet a tenner and get 30 or 40 quid in free bets. So again, look out for those offers on our website.
I think Nigel was the man looking for a tip for the Midlands National, Gary. So you might put something on one of our socials to keep him updated, or give him your fancy before. I think
that was John McGrath now, but
sorry.
Nigel might like an bet on the horses as well. So if you do, Nigel, Prime Venture tomorrow, 33-1, has a decent shout in the Midlands National. Caveat that with that I haven't had a chance to look through the race fully, given that the big week of race and action. But I'll have a look through it now tonight, and we'll get something on social media, whether late tonight or early tomorrow, whether there's anything else that sticks out.
To that as
Fulham,
well.
Fulham had a free kick at the very end, and Lookman took it and just lifted it into the box, and Mitrovic had a shot on target. I'm sick. So that's gone. That 33-1 shot, Gary, sounds. No, but he's had 3 chances now. I just don't see him having a fourth in the last 2 minutes. It's all Leeds, by the way. What, that 33-1 horse, Gary, what's the name of it again? Sorry, I missed it the first time you said it.
Prime Venture.
Okay, I'll get on that for sure. You can't say no to a 33-1.
And I don't. As per Gary, it's been a mental week in terms of Cheltenham and other stuff, and no view to the weekend. But Slats' bet tip for the rugby for Standard to get the man of the match just seems like it just seems like a good bet to put on. Like it's a high probability thing. It's not a market I'd ever look at either, but I'm going to take it away as a bet to throw on for the weekend and try and make some money. 4-1, happy days.
Yeah, I mean, for a 4-1 for a retiring player is just too much. So yeah, we'll be on that one for sure. I think that's pretty much everything. The Ascoli game is over, so that's gone. Just this Fulham game.
There was of course, but I feel like there was many bets on the course this evening. Of course, there were. I feel like there was a lot of goals, a lot of action around the place tonight, and we just
very close. Well, I mean, we got 3 of the 4 right in the ACA, so that was good going.
I never got going in the in-play bets. It was a bad night in that regard. Well, last week was bad too, so it's just I'm out of form.
Have you lads any football picked out for the weekend?
It's
no, it's short
no.
answer.
It's a crap weekend in terms of football for the Premier League, and I haven't looked much beyond that, to be perfectly fair.
Yeah.
All right, that's great for our viewers.
I thought I covered that when I said it was a crazy week up until now, so it's just been taking it day by day. So it's yeah. Look, after losing that ACA, no money to spend anyway, except for when actually wires me over my winnings.
Oh yeah, the 50 quid. 50 quid.
You have it for a few days at least, right? But
actually, I'll take payment in CAD, no problem.
I mean, like, I don't know whether it's even worth discussing, right? But Celtic Rangers this weekend.
Nah.
Why not?
No, well, like,
World
yeah,
football.
there's definitely still be a bit of needle there, like, you know.
It'll be,
Of course.
And like you'd assume Celtic would would win that game, considering like John, they haven't had any games in the last while. Rangers have had to travel all the way to Prague. Like I don't know, I haven't seen the price for it, but like just off the top of my head, I'd be back at Celtic and that, even though obviously Rangers won the league by 1 million points. Do you know what the prices are? Like,
no, we're just looking at it now. But like one of the biggest discussion points at like the last couple of days is whether Celtic are going to give them a guard of honour when they come out. And the answer is no.
It'll be disgusting. What would you do actually if they do?
What? Was it not? Did John Kennedy came out and said or not? Right, that's a decision. He came out as the interim coach, like, no, we're not doing it, which is exactly the right decision to make.
Great. I think it's a great decision.
I hope there's a bit of cut and brush. I feel like Celtic deserve it. They need to do something. They need to have some fucking reaction, because the game in December when they were beaten, the worst, most limp-dick performance I've ever seen. I'm going to use that language, right, because it was shocking. So they need to show a bit of heart and passion tomorrow. I'm delighted not to be the guard of honour. Obviously, congratulations to the league. At the end of the day, it's still a huge derby, right? So,
yeah. I think your sound is a little bit wonky, Mark.
Yeah.
Or is that just me? Yeah, so
I know, I get it as well, yeah.
Yeah, just by the way, you asked for weekend bets, Gary. There's a few. I actually looked at the schedule. I don't know why I kind of got confused. Which game we were on in the SerieA? Like, Verona are 4-1 at home to Atalanta. They're overpriced for sure. Udinese are 3-1 at home to Lazio, and Fiorentina are 12-5 at home to Milan. I'll do a proper write-up on the site tomorrow. Maybe they're all Sunday games, by the way, so a bit of time. But between the three of those teams, there's definitely a bet in there because they're all overpriced. Just looking at glancing at the odds there. So,
I actually have one picked out as well. Sorry, Big Guy, go ahead.
Oh well, I'm just saying I have to bid you goodbye. I have some other.
I think we're actually going to wrap up the show here, PK. It's 10.
Actually, are you talking there?
No, I think we got some crosswords. We're at our data limit, it seems. So yeah, we're just going to wrap it up here. The game is over at Craven Cottage, so no shot on target for Lookman. So unfortunately, none of the £20 challenges really got anywhere tonight. The ACA, as you can see on screen, it came pretty close. We got 3 of the 4 legs up, and we're just 1 goal short in the Scottish game. So a bit unfortunate there, but you see, most weeks we get pretty close on these ACAs. A lot of winning bets to pick out. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like and follow the pages if you did watch the show and you liked it. And we'll see you back here next Friday at the same time for the same type of thing. Which we'll give one caveat that the international weekend is going to change the schedule a bit. So track the socials and we'll keep you posted on the times we're going to go live. But usually it's 7:30 on a Friday. So thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you had a nice night, and take care.